know, girl. I done made the tripod fall. Or either is it leaning? Oh, you see, you can't really touch it that much because it's weird.
Oh yeah, you good. Yeah, you good. Yeah. We appreciate y'all coming in. We just getting set up. We running a little late, but the show must go on. Hey, it's gonna be a hell of a show, so y'all just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. This is not nothing negative. It's everything positive that our people need to know about, because it's a lot of things that are going on with our people that we need to keep them informed about. These stories are, something.
Damn near horrific.
Yeah, they are very, very, what I'm saying. Y'all just got to pay attention and listen. It was a lot of talk, entertaining. We're not entertaining anything negative, but we are always going to speak for the people
that want us
to, and the ones that feel that they don't have a voice. We are and will always be their voices, especially on the underground scene and the underground community. Because the awareness is very much needed. Just waiting on
I'm coming, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, we waiting on Tasha, you know what I'm saying, to come on in. But, we appreciate everybody that's tuning in, everybody that has been sharing, everybody that has been following. Let's bring God love in right now.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's the same Marie in the building.
Hey, what's going on? Appreciate you taking your time out, to speak with us and let everybody know what has went on, with you and your situation, and how you dealing with, what's going on with your situation.
Well, 2 years ago, I met. Well, I would say 2 years ago. And back in 2020, me and him, I met him in a club in Houston, and ever since that we hit it off. We became friends, and he was going through like relationship issues back then with Ashley, and I had my own relationship issues, and we kind of confided in each other, and our friendship, grew stronger. And he was going through some things at home, and needed my help. So of course, as a friend, I went down there and got my friends, I actually told him he can crash my couch, and we actually, formed a bond and formed a great relationship. And then like after the third day, that's when all hell broke loose. And I kind of let it prolong for like a month because I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. But each day it was just getting worse and worse. And like I said, 3 times out the week, I would be going back and forth to Houston, bringing him to video shoots and his shows and stuff like that, just trying to support him, and, on his journey as being a rapper. And that's the only thing he was really concerned about. Like, he wasn't concerned about anything else but that, you know. But yeah, like
Okay,
doing.
so let's just back up a little bit, okay?
Hmm.
Because you started. Were you the one that started the group on Facebook, on Instagram with all of us?
Yeah, it was a relative of mine.
Okay, okay. So go back to that, starting the group. Tell people where they can find the page. I want you to do that first,
Oh,
okay? Let's do that.
yeah.
Okay.
The page is on Instagram. It's called No More Abuse 24. Um, Actually, 2 years ago, when I was going through this drama, I had a few people that was a witness to the things that I was going through, and one of my cousins was like really upset about it, and it was like, we got to do something about this. And they created this page because my cousin went through abuse herself, and she just an advocate for women who's that's been abused, and she created this page and wanted me to come forth and tell my story. And the page originally was just supposed to be about women that's been abused, but since I had went through the things I went through with him, she wanted me to tell my story first. It's just not all about him. It's just my story was the one that was told first. So you can follow that page on Instagram at No More Abuse 2024. It's a domestic violence page for people who's gone through a lot of things with narcissistic people and abuse, and they want to speak up and tell their truth. That's the platform for it.
And you are from where are you from?
I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, but
And so what did y'all meet? What did you and
I
him
lived
meet?
in Rouge for like ever since Katrina, and then like 2022, I moved to Houston, and then over a year later, I ended up coming to Dallas area.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so you said after the third day, that's when the behavior started to change.
yeah. After the third day, because I asked him to get some gas, to put some gas in my car to bring him to work, and that was a big issue. Why should I have to, provide gas for you to get back and forth to work? And it was just an issue, from it was like little bitty arguments that I never brought up in my conversation because I kind of wanted to get straight to the point of to the abuse. So that's why it was a lot of things that I haven't, really brought up about him. So like it was just basically about gas and about him being a man. Like sometimes he wouldn't even sit with us and eat with us because he didn't want to spend with us. It was just
Hold,
like I said.
hold up. Now, say it again.
Sometimes he didn't want to sit down and eat with us because he didn't want to spend with us. Like he was pretty much being like
What?
They say you didn't want to sit and eat with us.
He didn't want to spend no money.
That was a good one.
a woman and her kids and just sitting there just freeloading, didn't want to do anything, but wanted me to cater to everything that he had going on in his needs, basically. So it was just, he was going on a lot of rants with women. I'm a humble person. I don't sit down and argue with nobody. Even though y'all seen what y'all seen in the video, that was just after he bit me in my back. And I was pretty much annoyed the whole day. As y'all can see, like I had on the same clothing throughout the whole day, throughout the videos.
So this is what I want to focus on, the biting in the back, because to me that's the beast part. I want you to explain exactly what happened and what led to him biting you in your back.
Yes, ma'am. Well, he had a video shoot in Houston. We're on our way to the video shoot. We had an argument, and it was just we argued the whole way there, and then upon arrival, I was annoyed. Some of his friends could tell that I was annoyed. One of his friends reached out to me and was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm good." He getting on my nerves, but I'm good, So, I made a few stops before the video shoot, and we were the only two together. We drove down there in my car. He drove. As you can see in one of the videos, he was behind the wheel, and the time when I was batting the camera out of his hand. Anyway, I'm kind of like jumping a gun, but he did the video shoot. We was the only two together. I stayed in the car because I was annoyed. I had my purse and my belongings in there. I had my money and my other stuff in there. I don't want to mention, but I had my other.
Yeah.
I made that specific stop before I made it to the video shoot to get get myself together, and we was, like I said, we were the only two together. So I fell asleep in the car, and I seen him in and out the car. You know how you fall asleep, but you could hear, like, you could see somebody coming in and out the car. So I didn't think anything of it. So actually, when I woke up from my nap and try to, get myself together,
Get yourself back right.
it was gone. I'm like, hold up. Something ain't right about here. So I'm tearing the car up looking for myself. My car was clean, so I didn't really have much to, go through.
Yeah.
And I'm like tearing the car up, and this person was like not showing no type of empathy, just standing there. I ain't do none of your stuff. I ain't take none of your stuff, and I'm not helping you look for shit, and you doing too freaking much. And he out there embarrassing me in front of his friends. I don't know if they remember this, whoever was out there, but he embarrassed me in front of those people. Like I was the one being crazy, like catching the attitude with him and turning on him, and he just refused to help me find the stuff. And that was like the second scene of the video shoot where this transpired. And then after we left that second scene of his video shoot, we was heading back to Dallas. And at this point, I'm like, he yapping the whole time on our way there. So I'm like, just park the car. Let me drive. So we pulled up at the gas station at the Shell, and we switched. And then he just kept mouthing up. And I was like, at this point, I just want to leave you down here. I had his clothes at my house. But since we was already at home, why not just stay at home and I'll come back and bring you your clothes. So he didn't want to get out the car. The whole night, the whole 5 hours, we pretty much was trying to fight. I was pretty much trying to get him out the car, and I did not want to call the police because I had to actually, after that stuff happened, I went back and bought some more. So circle back to that, I didn't want to call the police because we was lit, and I didn't,
It's okay. You look at it. I mean,
like the issue wasn't that big. I just want him to leave. I even reached out to one of his homeboys and gave his homeboy the address to come, to come get him. And his homeboy didn't want to get into it. Didn't want to get into the drama. So at that point, I'm like tired. I'm ready to go. My kids at home, waiting on. I had 2 boys. My daughter was living in Houston, so she wasn't around around that time. So they was waiting on me, So after those 5 hours of waiting in that parking lot, I had to drive like 4.5 hours back, and the whole time on our way back, we fighting and tussling the whole way back. I had to stop a few times trying to get him out of my car. Then I'm turning the music up.
What was that like? Did he try to wreck you? Like what was that like?
That was hell. Like sometimes when I was driving, he would swerve the wheel, So it was just pretty much hell. So my goal was just to get him out there so I can put his butt out. That was my goal. Come on, you don't want to leave? Either way it go, you're not coming. You're not welcome. That's how I felt. So when we made it there, he stayed in my house all night arguing. He didn't want to leave. Matter of fact, I sent Critical a video of him that same night when we got back. I tried my best to be quiet. I kept telling him to shut up the whole night. Please be quiet. Please be quiet. You're going to wake up my neighbors. You're going to wake up my kids. Please be quiet. We argued. He kept getting louder and louder. And he just wouldn't stop. And he actually, when he get mad, like he'll say some things to tick me off. Like he'll tell me, oh, for example, Jack, I have a text message to prove it as well. But he also told me when one of his friends to not fuck with me and to block me from everything and whatever. And and we actually stopped. The man actually stopped fooling around with me because of him being loyal to this man. He's going around telling me that people don't fool with me, and I don't even know people out here. So it kind of like pushed me back off the scene. I'm trying to get back to the point, y'all. I stopped
the biting, right? Yeah, we was talking about how did it escalate to
him biting. Yeah, he biting you in your back.
Not saying that verbal. I want to clear that up too.
Oh yeah, okay.
Verbal abuse is just as bad as physical,
but that point. So before we even left Houston, like I said, in the middle of the altercation, I was trying to push him out of my car, like get out of my car. In the middle of me doing that, I'm in the driver's seat. He jumped on my back like a mad raccoon, and the bite happened on this side, on my right side.
Like a mad raccoon.
So he just beat me on my back, and I'm like, I know this bitch didn't bite me. So I ended up running into the gas station, and that's I took the pictures. I was in the bathroom at the gas station when I took those pictures. So that's how that happened, and then we ended up like fighting pretty much on our way home, and then the incident happened when he was just up all night arguing and tussling with me that whole night, and I'm trying to like get him out of my house. Then it got to, and then that happened. That the tussling and fighting that carried on till like 7 o'clock in the morning. till like, it was time for us to go get up and go to work again. So I took my kids to school and to work, and at this point, his clothes was sitting outside. But that it's something that I'm missing right here because like I also ended up calling the police on him as well. So I think because I let him stay an extra day. So I think when that happened, because it happened 2 years ago, y'all. So I'm trying to like make sure I'm right because I'm not. This is some real life stuff. I don't want nobody thinking I'm playing or whatever. This is
Mm.
like a real life story. So I I think the first night when I came back, he argued. Yeah, that's what happened. I ended up taking him to work because he started like toning it down, and he was like he didn't have no money to get back home.
Mm.
So that's what happened. And it was like, yeah, that's what happened. And then that's what happened. I took him to work, and then the next day we got into it. It was like all these days, all the stuff that happened. It was like day by day, but all like this was like three
But
days back.
consecutive 3 or 4 days of just trauma
Yeah,
and torment. Okay. So do you have photos of the bite? Because I want everybody to see. Like, I don't want nobody to think that this is a game because we really have been taking a lot of flack and taking this interview. So I just want to be very thorough, that this is not a bash session. You know what I'm saying? This is not what this is for. But it is to give you ladies a platform to discuss your views. It's a shame that it's somebody that we all know, but just as it is someone that we all know, it could be somebody that we don't know.
That's right.
So again, this is not a bash session, so I just kind of want to be as thorough as we can with the situation. So if you have some photos that you can show on the screen, I would love for you to just show it to everybody that's tuned in.
Yeah, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Yeah, we can't hear you. You might have to go out and come back
can you
in.
hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
Got
you. Yeah, we
Okay,
can hear you.
okay. Yeah, this is not a bad session for him. This is something that I've been wanting to come out with 2 years ago. Like I said, he threatened me. He lied. He also said he was gonna put my
Can't hear you.
me. He was gonna get me rent out of Texas if I ever came out and say anything about him biting me or try to like bash him.
Yeah, you can't hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
At that time, he had an army of people behind him, so I was afraid to come out. And then he was already known for bashing people and doing stuff back then. So it was kind of hard for me to come out without looking like the crazy person. Like he
Hmm.
trying to make me look crazy now. So
Yeah. Um, because I have, all of the pictures and a lot of the video footage that you ladies have sent me, and for the everything that y'all have sent me, that is some very fucked up shit
it
because
is.
you're not the
Amen.
first one that he has bitten. He has always also been, a couple of more females.
yeah, and
You
that's the
know,
thing.
and I don't understand that, because me personally, you know, I don't know him, but I know of him from, on the underground scene and seeing him and listening to some of his music and whatnot, but for him to portray, and give off the image that he loves black women and all of this, but those bite marks tell a total different story. That is really fucked up. That's fucked up because those look like some animal bites.
Yes, they are so deep. Like if you guys
We
would
can't
go,
hear you.
if you guys would go to the Instagram page and check that out, you would be in awe. Just as me and Critical was. These ladies reached out to us for help. Again, this is not a bad system. We kind of bring awareness to this domestic violence that these women have endured.
Yeah, and what made y'all reach out to us, to ex- to be able to express yourself?
Well, I've just pretty much followed some of the like different artists and different on the different pages, podcasts, whatever that's in Houston, local Houston. So I
Uh-huh.
pretty much take
Uh-huh.
everybody, and I've been following you, so I just felt like it was. I just wanted somebody. Just
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I just wanted to reach out to you guys because I wanted to get my words out. I wanted
Right.
I wanted people to know what type of person this man really is. He's not really a good person. I thought he was an overall stand up guy, but he going around fooling everybody. Like I confided in him. He was really my friend first, and that friendship made me look at people a different way. Like, and then by me being new out here, I'm like, dang, he gave you such a bad name. Like, that y'all really act like that? I know y'all
Right,
don't act like that, but he
right,
made
Right.
me feel like that's how niggas act out
right.
here. So it just made me more of an introvert. I came out here to just to take care of my family and to just enjoy myself while I'm living in Texas. I didn't think I was gonna run into like more some drama. I don't have time for that. I've been through abuse like in my 20s. I don't want to go back and go through that again. And he was very. I have a career, so it's like he will provoke you and get all in your face with his hot breath and just you know, no, I'm honestly, like, I'm not.
you
This is serious. Like
know,
he
I
actually
But
think
get on my
again,
face.
I'm glad you can laugh about it though,
Yeah,
because
it's
and I
funny to me
hope
now,
this is
but
a
it wasn't
part of
funny
your
then. I
healing
cried. I feel
process
like
for
a granny.
real.
I cried. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I cried. My grandma thought I was going. She wanted me to come back home. I'm like, no, I'm staying out here. Nobody cannot run me back from Texas.
yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
cannot run me back home.
yeah, that's right.
So I
You know,
suffered it out.
but how when he bit you in your back like an animal, what was going through your mind?
I didn't think he bit me. I just thought he just jumped on me. Like how it was just shocking. How like somebody gets stabbed and they don't know they got stabbed until they see the blood. That's how it
Yeah.
was. That's the type of reaction I had. I was like, motherfucker, you bit me? Hold up, what? I thought I was tripping. So I ran into the gas station. I seen how the bite mark look. I was like, dang, you really bit me?
Yeah,
And after I
yeah,
seen
for
it,
real, like an animal. You know what I'm saying? Like you got
yeah,
attacked by a pit bull or something. That's how the bite looked.
yeah.
For
After I
real.
saw the
Man,
bite mark, that's
believe
when it
that.
started hurting. Then that's when it started bleeding, and I had to like, go get a tetanus shot and everything. So that's a whole nother thing. I had to go to like a quick urgent care like right after I got off. I should have went like right then, but they gave me some antibiotics for it and everything. So, but I just shouldn't have to go through all that. I was just afraid. Like, come, you see how it was so deep, y'all.
It
Yeah,
It
was
yeah.
yours.
It's
and
very deep.
Yours is
it took.
very, very like teeth marks left in
Yeah, like an animal, a real
yes.
animal. Yes.
And he got like real crook. I don't want to talk about nobody's teeth, because I don't have the perfect teeth myself, but you could tell by the way his teeth is made. He got them gator teeth.
Like razors. They razors. The
Yeah,
razors. and just like Charlie said, we are glad that you're able to
Laugh
laugh.
about it now.
Because it's a very serious situation, and
Right.
it's a lot of women out there that are going through similar things, but they don't have nobody to help them get their get the help that they need, or to contact anybody that are willing to put it out
That
there.
for them.
No matter how backlash that you might get. We don't give a damn about none of the backlash. We
I
don't care
don't care
nothing
no
about
more.
that because anything that we can say, we're gonna say it over and over again to whoever it is, because we stand on the community and we believe in the community. We love our community, and most of all, we love our black women.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
So for any man to be putting his hand on a woman, but soon as a man get ready to get on your ass, now you quiet. You ain't got nothing to say now. You know, and that's the messed up society that we're really living in right now, and it's really bad. It makes a lot of black men look bad, and we wonder why we see a lot of our black women, with other races, because some of our men are just cruel black men, and just and we have cruel people of our different races, but it's sad for that shit to come from our people.
It is. And I love my black men. I don't want, they have so much going on, especially with the police brutality and stuff like that. That's the last thing I want to do is call the police and have another black man locked up. But this black man got to go somewhere and sit down because he don't show no type of accountability, and he still steady
Right.
pushing it off. At
Right.
first, he didn't want to mention me at all. Like, he said he was brushing my story off at first, and I really had to let him know, like, this is not the people that you're beefing with. This is actually me. I want you to go somewhere and sit down and start ruining people's lives and stop antagonizing people and get yourself together.
But you do understand that's something within him. It has nothing to do with
It has
you.
nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
You're right.
and
Right.
that's why when you sent me that video and I finally looked at it, I gave you that word of it's men out here that are broken as fuck.
Yeah, they are.
And I meant that, and I wanted to give you some real words about the video that you sent to me.
Yeah.
Because you just have to realize it, and we walk around and think we can fix them. Everything can be fixed.
They can't.
And you definitely do have to heed the warning signs, as I told you guys. Like, you have to pay attention to those little bitty things that you think don't mean nothing. Oh yeah, they mean something.
And,
You know
and
what I
another
mean?
thing, he tried to take advantage of the fact that I was new here. I wasn't from here, so nobody don't know me. So you understand what I'm saying? So it's easy. It was easy for people to ride
You
for
don't
him.
have nobody out here.
Yeah. So that's what he took advantage of that, big time.
Man, that is so crazy. And it's crazy how when this came out, it was like one woman after the next was coming. Everybody, all
Oh
those
yeah.
women, these different women coming, and y'all have basically the same exact story.
More
Horrifying.
Yeah, horrifying story. And that's crazy. I wouldn't want to be with nobody that's fucking biting me like an animal. Who does that?
And
That's some type of trauma that he's been
endured.
he's endured, through his childhood or whatever, but that comes from trauma. You know how we watch like these scary movies, like these kids, they grow up and they see certain things, and they start hating certain people and doing certain things and try to torture people. That's what comes to my mind when I think of Prep Dollar.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and allow nobody. I don't be on social media like that. I don't even do the social media stuff, But I feel like that I have to tell my story. This is the perfect time. I see that, like, everybody has removed their stuff away from him, and That's why you think I saved all my receipts, saved everything. I've been wanting to tell this story. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I saved this for the cops. Whatever was coming my way, I saved it. So
That's right.
Now I feel I can clear my storage on my phone because I finally got my story out.
Yeah,
At this point,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Because just imagine how many people are going to see this live. Just imagine how many people that are going to see this live. And Tasha brought something up to me, was it yesterday, about getting with, somebody to help y'all women, get some type of counseling, for, the torment and the torture, and all that different trauma, because every day you have to look at that bite mark.
You living with that.
You living with that forever. And that's the messed up part. You gotta live with that bite mark forever.
Yeah. That's every time I look at it, it reminds me of him. I'm like, why not
Exactly.
just tell my story? You know, why not? So
That's right. That's right.
it got to a point. I also brought up the one of the nights when me and my kids had to fight him out the cold. You know, I think that was the last night right there. And then he slept. That night when we had to fight him out the car, he slept outside the whole night crying on the ground in front of my door, crying. You stupid bitch. You stupid this. Just going instead of him saying, baby, I want you back. He wasn't begging. He was like, he wanted me to come let him back inside, but then he kept cursing me
Yeah,
out.
he was enraged.
Like I turned him, like you know how like you stupid bitch and why would you have me out here like this and you dirty bitch and da 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 da. But want me to come let him inside. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So I woke up the next in the morning and seen him laying on the ground and me and my kids, I took them to school, I locked my door. I came
So
back, I did like a 10-hour shift, came back home, his stuff still outside. He gone.
so you mean to tell us that he slept outside your door on the ground?
Like a dog, like a stray dog.
Crying. He was hurt.
I told him I was gonna record him while he was on the ground, but I just I didn't have it in my phone, but I did record him, but I don't have it. I'm like, dang, that's the one I wanted. So yeah. Then
That's
he know he was like he know he did. So like I don't know why he's denying everything. I really don't know. He tried his best to avoid my story. Tried his best, but I have to tell my story. Yeah, he lived on the ground crying all night. My neighbors and at that time I was living in a condo, so my landlord, they real strict about stuff like that. They don't like police activity. They don't like all this different drama, so he knew what he was doing. He was basically trying to get me put out or trying to like make me get him to come back inside because he was making all that noise, so yeah. And then the next day, like I said, his stuff was still sitting outside. My kids went to school. I went to work. I came back. He was gone. He ended up catching an Uber to work, and I told him to come get his stuff. He was like, "Well, I'm on my way to come get it." I was like, "Well, I'm about to go bring this up to the police station because I had a note on my door when I got back. My landlord told me that
oh
if I
man.
don't get the stuff from my door, they was gonna find me." You know, my son, my kids made it home before I did. So they already told me that the landlord was getting ready to carry the stuff to the dumpster and they had to stop him. So it was just so much that transpired with his stuff. I didn't want to bring it back in my house, so I didn't know what else to do with it. So I asked him, can I bring it back to the hotel? He didn't want me to bring it to the hotel. I asked him, can I bring it to the hotel at first? I lived around a lot of hotels that was down the street. I was like, do you want me to put it in the hotel lobby or something so you can pick it up? Or I can bring it to the police station. That was the first option, but he didn't want me to bring it to the police station. So, yeah, I ended up leaving this. We agreed on a location. I left his stuff there, and he never picked it up. So, so a few hours later, he called me and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put you in jail for communication harassment, and also, yeah, he was gonna put me in jail for communication harassment, and also for damaging his property. And he also called the police on me and everything. Had the police come into my house, but that was weeks later. That was weeks later after that, point. But yeah, he did all that same night. But like I said, when me and my son jumped him the night when we had to go to the trying to get him out the car, he tried to grab my son out the car. It was like between that night of him biting me, I think the first night he came home and wouldn't stop, and I kind of like forgave. I didn't forgive him, but I kept still, even though he bit me, I still try to help him. I just want him to get out my face. I didn't want to get into no drama. I'm out here by myself. That's the last thing I'm trying to be in is drama. You understand what I'm saying? I just want him out of my hair. This dude know where I live at now. So that's the last thing I want to do was put him in drama. He come back to my house and shoot me up. You understand? He did have an on my gun or whatever. Every time he'll get mad, he'll go grab his gun and stuff, and I'm like act like he was trying to scare me. He ain't never put it on me like this or nothing like that. No, but he always like was grabbing a gun, like, what you need a gun for, my boy? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, trying
That
to
intimidation.
trying to
Intimidate.
scare you.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah. So and then
Wow.
when I called the police, when all this,
We can't hear you. We can't hear
I
you.
said the same night he vanished was when when my son jumped him out of the car. I pulled off, right? I told him like when I left, I told
Yeah.
you can hear me now.
Yeah.
You can hear me now.
Yeah.
I told my kids to come on. Like it was one night we was arguing, and I told my kids to come on because he didn't want to leave my house. So soon as I got my son in the car, I
Wow.
told him, I said, well, I'm about to call the police on you from invading my property. You don't want to leave. So as soon as I said that, he ran down the steps like so quick and grabbed my son's door. Now I was pulled up. I had to bag out. So that was the problem. By me bagging out, that's how he ended up grabbing my son's door. And excuse me, I kept driving. So I drove while half his body was out the car dangling. But we had a close gas station nearby, which was Circle K. So I ended up drove his little dangling body. And while the
Sound
whole
like a
time he dangling,
freaking
me and my son
movie.
like pushing him
Girl,
out the
so
car,
you,
pushing
Yeah.
him out the
yeah,
car, fighting him
Yeah.
out the car.
like that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. For real.
Wow, what you
Oh,
say?
God.
Yeah, so when we made it to the gas station, I called the police and that's when he vanished. And so I made the first police calls or whatever, and then I guess the next day all the other stuff happened with him, going to work and because he cried that whole night. That's what happened. Yeah, he cried the whole night. Then my friend ended up coming down the next day to help me. Like, because I was scared. I couldn't sleep. I was like, I'm supposed to do this, supposed to do that. So she came down all the way from Houston to Dallas just to be with me.
Right.
And he called back with his sisters on it with a woman on the phone threatening me. I'm trying to figure out who this woman is and what she had and why she not speaking up. Like who is this woman? If she watching this live or viewing this live, please come forth, cause your brother was wrong. You know who you are. You know me and your brother was in that car fussing the whole night while my friend was in Dallas trying to protect me. You know that whoever this woman is, I don't know who the woman is, but um after that incident on the phone of him trying to sick his sister on me, he sent me the whole conversation. It was like, I'm gonna post this online, and the whole time he yelling on the phone, he yelling out false information. Like he will be like he will record me and start yelling out false information. Like, look at her, she a hoe, and she this and she that. I'm gonna post this online, or he might start off a conversation about talking about somebody. For example, he might say something about what one of his friends said about me, and I might say, well, F your friend. Forget your friend.
Yeah.
He gonna pull his phone out on my part and post it online like I was talking about the man or talking about this person. You understand what I'm
Wow.
saying? He would like do stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
to make the next person look bad, to make it look like nobody don't fuck with you or everybody just fool with him. You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So that's the type of stuff he used to pull on me. So that's why I never really came out and say anything, because y'all don't know me, y'all knew him, so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't know him either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah. Apparently,
we don't know him
we don't
either.
know
Right.
him either. Yeah, because if he biting women like animals, you know, apparently we didn't know, him like how we thought we knew
Yeah.
him.
And that's the point of it all. You never really know who you have in your presence.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Fact. Fact. You know, we expecting other ladies to chime in as well. I think some of them are on here watching. I've seen some messages come across the screen from the group. But he had made a group. Prep had made a group and put me and Tasha in the group with some other girl. Um, you because when I posted the fly, he was like, "Damn, really?" But my thing about it was, we're gonna give you the same opportunity that we're giving y'all to get the facts across
Yeah.
to let people know that this is not a bashing session, anything like that.
No, it's not. It's not a bashing session. It's not a bitter ex moment where your ex is bitter. I just felt like it was just the right time to come out with my story. I felt like, well, shit, everything getting quiet now. I see all his people ain't fooling with him like they fooling with him, so he ain't got to me no more. I ain't got, people, he had me thinking people was gonna come to my house and jump me, like, and I realized, I kind of followed him. My cousin followed him off her page, so that's how I kind of was keeping up with him because I didn't want. I was just trying to. I was only keeping up with him to see if he was posting anything about me because I know how he was with his rants, And after I see that he was going through some things, and I felt like it was the right opportunity to come out because
That's right.
it was the right opportunity. You're back against the wall. I hate that. I know it sounds evil, but your back is against the wall. I don't have to worry about none of your friends coming for me. You
That's
know,
right.
it's the right time for me. So, and he was beefing. He was so hard into beefing with his friends or whoever he was beefing with. He really thought it was them. I'm like, no, it's me, my boy.
Yeah.
That's what you call trolling.
Yep. That's right. You know, and it's crazy that, you know, and it's not a coincidence that,
It's happened to 3 or 4 of you guys. Like, that's a pattern of behavior.
yes, yes,
And I'm so critical, really. It's almost like he's using his teeth as a deadly weapon versus, you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
any other alternative that he could use, but he's like marking you guys'
yeah,
body. And
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
some whole other, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Like, come on now.
he's definitely using his teeth as a deadly weapon.
Oh
Looking at
yeah.
those bite marks.
Horrible.
Who bites women? Come on, really, like, who bites women? Come on, man. Like, really?
Apparently.
Really? That's that's sad. And it's real, it's very ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? For him to even be around us, because a lot of us know each other. A lot of us, go to certain events and be in the same presence of one another a lot of times. But to see the pictures that I have seen and to see the footage that I have seen of your bite mark, somebody else's bite mark, it's crazy. This is crazy.
And
It's
not
like
only
he's
that,
a
it's a lot of men that he affected. The men want to come out, and I'm like, well, right now we're gonna focus on the women. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want this to be no rap beef or nothing like that. But it's not. With the men, it's not. It's just rap beef. It's just he just the type of person that antagonizes people and try to ruin people's lives, and he ruined so many people's lives. Now, not only the women want to come out, they have men want to come out too. And I'm like, I don't know if I should put that on my platform. You understand what I'm saying? But as far as the women, I'm sticking with us. Like I want us to get
that's
our
right.
voice out there
Right.
first because right
That's
now
right.
he's like
You,
like
you
you
know,
saying this girl
you
case.
know, and that's what I love seeing, because when you started communicating with me, I was getting DMs after DMs, from all of these different women saying the same thing,
Yeah.
saying the exact same thing. And I'm like, damn, this is here like a motherfucking movie or something, because
Nigga, yeah.
it's like he's just picking his victims. He getting with these
From
women.
one to the next,
Yeah,
one to
and
the next.
he get into it with them, and he biting them and leaving scars on them that they're gonna have to see for the rest of their lives. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, for real?
Tussling with us, freshen us up. Like he wouldn't physically pound kick on us, but he'll do some little stuff to roughen us up, choke us up like that, like stuff that that you ain't gonna really leave no marks and bruises. He'll
Man,
try his best to not leave no heavy marks and bruises. You know, he might backhand you or something like that. Like do little, like as far as him leaving extremely bruises, he ain't gonna extremely bruise you. No, he gonna do like little light stuff. It's like having a light skinned baby and a dark skinned baby. You're not gonna hit a light skinned baby.
Man, look at here.
You understand what I'm saying?
This say, and after, after we finish up tonight, I'm gonna post all of the pictures and I'm gonna post all of the videos so everybody will be able to see the horror and the torment that he put y'all women through, the marks that y'all gonna have to see for the rest of y'all lives. So basically, at this point, he ain't gonna be able to do not another motherfucking show right here in the motherfucking city. And that's facts. That's facts. It's
And
not like he getting booked any motherfucking way. But to see what I have seen is very fucked up. See, and if you was my sister, say, he would have got his ass dogs. I'm talking about fucking dogs if you was my sister.
I
Because
know
the
how my
shit is
family is.
very fucked up.
Yeah.
Man, man, man.
And I knew how my family is. That's why I'm not trying to I know them people. If I could make one phone call, they coming down here and they gonna kill him. I don't want nobody to die, but I do want it to be put on Front Street so he could stop. You know,
That's right. That's
I do
right.
want it to be put on Front Street. I don't know how everybody else feel about him now. If whatever he do, how he affected everybody else's life, that's between them. But this is what I'm doing with mine. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm going to handle this situation.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. See, man, I'm glad you had the courage, you to get all of this out. And salute to the rest of y'all women that
What's her name on my live? Texas Marie.
okay.
Okay.
And I'm glad y'all had the courage. All of y'all got together, and kept in great communication with us, to let us know y'all stories.
and I appreciate everybody who supported us, supported my story and supported my journey and pushing me to tell this story. I really support everybody and you guys too from the bottom of my heart. This is not a joke. This is not a game. I don't want nobody taking me for a joke. This is like some real life stuff and they got to come to a stop. And all my friends and family who's been inboxing me and just everybody who's been reaching out to me. I just want to thank you. Even Texas Marie, she's here for support. He done some stuff to her, but I'm gonna let her tell her story. Thank you so much.
She just joined my live.
Yeah,
We was gonna
thank you.
chime in. We was gonna
And
chime into it now.
and the girl Candace, I think I've seen her chime in and saying things about it. It kind of for everything that she went through, it freshly happened to her. So she really still mad about it. You understand what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah, she's talking about
Yeah.
yeah. mm,
So
mm.
everything is so I understand her pain as well.
Yeah, see, yeah, and we was waiting on her as well to chime in because he bit Ashley Renee as well like
Yeah,
an animal.
yeah,
I have the pictures from Ashley Renee as well, and he bit her like a fucking animal too.
yeah,
She got scratch marks all on here, and that's the thing, because certain people were, when the post went out, you know, that we was doing this, certain people want to get in the comments, and all that old bullshit, but really not, understanding what the hell is really going on, and that's my thing, a lot of motherfuckers just really need to be fucking quiet, because
And let the facts speak for themselves, like we're doing.
exactly, people want to jump the gun so much. You feel what I'm saying, and not even know that we have all of the proof because everybody knows that we're not going to speak on any fucking thing that we don't know.
yeah,
If we don't have the facts on anything, people don't even have to worry about us saying not a word. That's the thing about us. A lot of people want to be, entertained. This is not a fucking entertainment moment.
No a joke.
No a fucking joke.
Mm-mm.
You know, and a lot of people don't understand because yet they can hear us saying some things, but to actually see the videos and see the pictures, that's on a whole nother fucking level. That's
Yeah.
on a whole entire level.
That's just like the thing that you can't deny, you know.
Yeah, and why are you still denying it? That's the problem. Like, just go ahead, come out and say, I'm sorry. Just like you publicly embarrass everybody, publicly apologize. You know,
Fact.
publicly be a man. You known for
Yeah.
that making you
And
look
we
dumb.
gave him the same opportunity to tell his side as well.
Yeah.
Because just like I explained to him when he added me and Tasha to that group that he created, I explained to him the same exact thing. And whoever the female that he added to the group as well, she was telling him, well, damn, Prep, just do the interview. But he would not do the interview. He declined the interview. He did not want to do the interview. He wanted to do an interview with y'all. But we told him that that shit wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So you can talk
No,
over us.
yes, that's not going to happen. So he declined that interview with us. You know, and he unfriended me on social media and all that, which I don't give a damn. That don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. Just because you unfriend a motherfucker, what does that mean?
Nothing.
Really, what does that mean? But you still watching my page? You didn't block me. You just unfriended me.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
what I'm saying. You watch everything.
so
You
he's
repost
watching
everything.
right now. He's
Yeah.
watching right now.
Mm-hmm. But he gonna repost it. He gonna repost it.
That's good. You know, but
I'm sweating.
the courage, the courage of all of y'all women, and that's how it's supposed to be. All of y'all coming together and sticking together. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And on Queen Kai too, he scratched her up and hemmed her up a few times. I forgot to mention Queen Kai, but you know, she I spoke to her as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, we definitely appreciate you. Yeah. But you can stay on, you know. But we're gonna try to get somebody else in here with us right now.
Okay.
Let me see who.
Is Marie on the line?
Yeah.
I can get off and let
Okay.
somebody else tell
Oh
their
no,
story if they, you know.
no. We're just gonna add. We're
Okay.
just gonna add somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We got Queen. She joining right now.
Okay,
Hey,
Queen.
Hello,
how you
y'all.
doing?
I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. How are y'all?
We doing great. I'm doing fine.
That's good. That's good. Glad you're doing okay.
Yeah. So tell us, you know, how you and how you made contact
With
with
him.
Crip Dollar, you know, and your experience
Wait a minute.
toward him, you know. So and just like I said a few minutes ago, we definitely appreciate y'all for reaching out, you know, and for y'all to stick together as strong black women to get this out to the masses of people that are watching, and this can help somebody else that are watching.
Right, right. And first and foremost, I do want to thank y'all for giving us the platform to actually say something, because like I said in the comments, like he tried to shut me up and try to make me not say anything. So I appreciate y'all for that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into it.
I think
It started off at Fire and Flare. Um, I was, like I said, I was new to Houston myself because I came in November. The exact date, November the 5th, 2019 is when I first moved down here. And so I met him probably 2020, in the middle of 2020, because I got invited out to perform at Fire and Flare. And at the time, that's when they had like the little tip box. So, you know, I was tipping different artists. I even tipped him because, like, at the time, I really liked his music. I'm getting to know everybody. I'm fresh to the area, so I'm just like, hey, let's just see what to do. Let me network. Let's see what happens. So I met a few cool people and stuff like that, and he was one of them. I thought he was cool at least. And he was one of them. And you know, he came to me. He gravitated toward me. He approached me and was like telling me he liked my style and my music and stuff like that. And I was like, and vice versa, bro. Like, you cool as a fan. Like, I could see us being cool. And so that's what happened. And we're friends, and we've been friends. Like, I'm talking about good friends, no drama. He portrayed himself to just carry himself well, and he made himself look really good. So I was just like, hey, like, I fucks with it. Like, I can fuck with this, especially being new. Of course, I can deal with it. I could dig it. So we're gonna fast forward to 2023, like the beginning of 2023, I guess. That's when I tried to talk to one of his friends. He actually introduced me and his friend at the time, like, to each other, and we tried to talk, but it didn't work out. So I guess he was like already thinking some stuff in his mind. I don't know, but he came at me and was like, "Hey, like, I'm sorry it didn't work out, yada yada yada," and he was telling me about the woman he was with that was married or something like that, and she would take money, like a whole pity party. So I kind of fell for it because at the time I'm going through stuff too. So I'm just like, maybe we could probably try it out. We were friends for the longest, and I'm thinking like that's a healthier relationship because you started off as friends. You're not rushing anything. So I'm thinking like, okay, well, I'm gonna look past all this drama, him and the friend or whatever, and I'm gonna give it a shot. And that's what I tried to do. I tried to give it a shot.
Y'all can't hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Now I got it. Okay.
But
Go
yeah,
ahead, Steve.
so I was trying to give it a shot or whatever the case may be. And the first 3 days was okay because he wasn't, doing nothing or saying nothing. But day 4 or day 5, that's when stuff started getting weird. He was
Fact.
talking about, sorry to name drop, but he was talking about Jacka. He was talking about Tahani. He was talking about a lot of people. And this is like
Mm-hmm.
day 4 or 5 already off the bat on some crazy stuff. Because me and my friend at the time took a break. So he took advantage of that break and was like saying that pinning us against each other, and that's what started like a lot of mess. So he started trying to pin us against each other, but you know me, like I said, I'm trying to avoid the drama because I don't care. I think I like you, so at this point I don't care about none of that. Let's just get to know each other. Let's chill, let's go on dates and stuff like that. And so, we tried to go on a date, and that's when it got ugly. So we're at this date by where his associate used to stay at, and we're there sitting in front of all these people at the restaurant, and he's still talking about his exes and talking about Ashley and all these people. So I get fed up with it, and I tell him, you know what? I'm done. I don't know how the hell you gonna get home or where you gonna get to, but I'm finna leave because I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. I don't really know you like that except for when we were friends, and now all of a sudden it's all this drama out of nowhere. Like, it got to the point where, like I said, my best friend and my mother got involved because he would call me while I'm chilling with my family or something and start yelling at me for no reason. Literally, he's telling me, yo, well, this friend and that friend is not good for you and all this stuff just because. I don't know if I don't know if he does drugs and it started clicking in or something, but he would just call me and go off like out of nowhere. And so, like I said, it got to the point where we went on that date, and I'm like I'm a person, like I said, to form my own opinion. So I'm still trying to figure this dude out or whatever. So, like I said, we were at the restaurant talking. I told him I was done. That's whenever he created this scar. Let me show y'all real fast. Ugh, I hate it. I have this scar on my arm from when he scratched me. So he grabbed my arm like this. I'm talking like no, you ain't going nowhere. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I'm going somewhere. So I'm like yanking my arm back and pulling it, and it broke the skin. And luckily
So
for me, I'm
basically,
already,
he dug his nails in your arm.
yes, his dusty, crusty, nasty nails into my arm. Like, like, yeah, you ain't going nowhere. And
Mm-hmm.
so luckily for me, I'm already in the field. So the next day, I went and reported it to my doctor, and she was able to give me my shot anyways. But that was my first police report that I had made because I have several police reports on him actually. That was the first report I had made at the job itself. Because my boss, again, I'm working in the field. She had to call the police and let them know like this was not no animal attack. This was abuse. This was violence. So that's when the first report came out during my job because I had to do that. And then the second one came out because I'm still trying to make ends meet and figure this whole thing out. Because, like I said, I'm a kind of like a sensitive gangster, so I'm just like, I'll try to forgive you, whatever. Let's just at least talk this out. We can still try to be cool, and that just didn't happen. Like I said, I told him about himself. He didn't like it. I have a dent on the side of my car where he pushed me into the car, and he tried to bite me as well. But like I said, I have my Baby Yoda backpack, and Baby Yoda is in there, and so may the force be with you if you want, but he didn't want them type of problems. So that's the only reason why my skin wasn't actually broken when he tried to bite me, because he knew what I had. But it just went downhill quickly. And like I said, I'm honest. I'm expressive. I'm gonna tell you if we're gonna work out, this is what needs to happen because I'm not with all the drama. I'm not with all that he say, she say. I don't care about
Fact,
none of that. I'm trying to get to know
fact.
you. And he didn't like that and just went off. And that's when he sent me them text messages that I had emailed to you, where he was just threatening me, talking about I'm not desperate and you doing all this extra stuff. And it got to the point where he started telling people. Now I'm getting phone calls and messages where he telling people, oh yeah, she spreading stuff, talking about I'm spreading STDs and stuff like that, and me and my friend
Wow.
was prostitutes. Yeah, it was that bad. So I had to like take this into legal action because like, what are you talking about? Like, I even showed my medical record. I showed him my record. It doesn't say anything, but he's just out here mad because I told him the truth. He's out here talking about, yeah, she got STD. She doing this. She's sleeping with this person, that person. He called one of my own friends a pimp. Like, talking about my friend was pimping us out, and it was just crazy. So it got to the point where, like I said, before this, I had already took legal action. I already made my police reports. I had already did what I needed to do. I'm just speaking up as well because I don't want the next person to think that like I told y'all, it was not sugar. That was not sweet. It was salt. Like he paints a picture, and that's just what it is. I just wanted to get it out there, but that everything that glitter ain't gold.
Mm.
I know that's right.
Amen.
You know that's right.
So yeah.
Wow.
Amen.
Wow. That is crazy. We finna what the- yeah, I sent the invite. Yeah, you know, because
Platform about to get crowded. I'm gonna ask somebody else later.
yeah, uh, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have to do a part two because it's so many of y'all. You know what I'm saying? If y'all are willing to do a part two, it's all on y'all. But we are just grateful that y'all had enough courage, you know what I'm saying, to speak about this because it's just like I said, it's so many other young ladies that have been going through similar shit that y'all are going through. We have another guest, King Tanae. How you doing? How you doing?
Hey, good, good. How y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah, we good. We
How's
can't we
everybody
can't
doing? Y'all know I'm
complain.
crazy, but I love
Good,
all y'all.
good.
Believe that. I love all y'all for what you doing. I can't deal with me half the time, okay? But thank y'all for this. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah. So tell us, you know,
She was the latest.
yes, Candace, she was the the latest out of everybody. But tell
Yeah.
us how you encountered Prep Dollar and what
Okay,
she
well,
took you through.
I met Pep Dollar. when I met all of y'all. It was Down for the Underground 2022. I met him at the awards there, but I didn't know him. I knew Jaka. I knew he was friends with Jaka, so I was cool with Jaka. So that's the only reason I really got to know him. Whatever, right? Yeah. So everybody told me he crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody told me this nigga crazy. Like I was just, but I didn't believe it because it was always like anytime I talked to him about God, his music, he seemed like a really good guy, and like people was lying on him. I'm being honest with you.
Hold up,
Tell the line when we stand in the group. The devil.
Oh yeah, the devil know the Bible too, huh?
Yes, he knew the Bible better than I do. I don't even know the Bible, but Kevin, when I tell you he recited the whole Bible in 5 minutes,
Word
that's
for
how
word.
good he was. That's how good he was. So anybody that know me, I love the Lord. I'm not perfect, but I love God. And in all reality, I was already dealing with something else. So it's like he was watching. For 2 years, he said he watched me for 2 years. He specifically told me he was watching me for 2 years. So I'm looking like, but we all in the
Yeah,
same
he's a
crowd. We in the
predator.
media doing
He's a
music,
predator.
everything like that. So I was like, you got bars. Y'all know I'm gonna tell you if you got bars. I'm like, you got bars. I like, but the way you handle yourself, I can't vibe with, right? Because he's just so like you do too much. So the whole time, we did start talking. I was like, well, I like you as Kevin, but I don't like Prep Dollars. So I don't. He wanted me to manage him. He at first I thought he was just trying to be cool, but really he was trying to get me to manage him. We got into it. I said, "There's no way in hell I'll manage you." I said, "No, I don't date my artists." I said, "I don't. That's not what I do." I said, "Plus your representation is horrible, and I would never represent you, flat out."
That's
I
right.
told him that.
That's right.
So but I was like, well, he's still a nice guy though. You know what I'm saying? Because I only knew him. It was always like, God said you got a talent. I said, maybe it's the way you're doing it. It was always encouraging. And it was never actually supposed to happen. It was never, he just seemed like a nice guy. But I knew everybody told me he crazy. Everybody. I knew about the situation with Ashley. But my thing, I was going through my own personal thing. And I was like, everybody just blackball people for no reason. So I was already in my own, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, I don't believe y'all motherfuckers. Nah, he ain't do shit. I mean, excuse my language. He ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
how you feel.
and I'm already going through, which y'all already know my personal stuff. I'm already going through my own thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah. We talked about God. It was never no interest. And then he was just like he knew, like, okay, so if you just get out of a crazy situation, he plotting on me, trying to see how I can be everything that the other person couldn't be. So it's like he was using my pain against me because, like I said, in the industry, when I met everybody knew my situation, what was going on. So for 2 years, he was watching me. He was looking at a sign where he could fit in my eyes. I don't know. But I was like, you know what? You cool. You actually do got bars and stuff. I feel like he had talent. I said, but the way you do stuff, and that's all it was. That's all it started as. There was no reason for me to talk to him. I told everybody told me not to talk to him. So it's like, that's why I say, like, I had every reason not to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? But then it was like, okay, well, he talked about God, like, everything. You know what I'm saying? So that was a lot of times I'm like, well, you really talented, giving advice on stuff. I didn't even know he liked me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was sort of shocking that I even dated him. I'm telling you, I'm a motherfucker. I don't even know how I gave him a chance, but he seemed like a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? No, regardless of what nobody had to say, he seemed like a nice guy. He came out here. I'm just telling you, he just came out here. I think I'm missing a whole lot of things before I get to that part.
Yeah, what
devastating anxiety.
It's a lot since June. I started dating him June 6th or 8th around his birthday. So we were on the phone the whole time before that. I didn't see him in person until that weekend. And none of y'all knew because I ain't tell no damn body. Because it wasn't,
because when you told me that y'all had dated, I was like, what the hell?
Not you, everybody, because it wasn't, I don't know how to say it, but he seemed like a nice guy, okay? So, everybody, that's why I say, like, and that's what he was worried. I said, nigga, you doing all this stuff? He's like, nobody checking for you. I said, nobody checking for me. I'm gonna let everybody know what you did, nigga. Like, I'm gonna let everybody know what you did. Down to the point where he came out to Killeen, and my dad had to pay for a bus ticket to get him back to Houston because he tried to fight me in my house. He's like, I'm gonna tell you what he said. He gonna say, it's because that nigga raped you, that's why you acting like that. And I jumped, and my son's between us, and I was about to kick his ass. But then he's running down, he ran with his backpack around my neighborhood and everything like that. Yes. Yes. In Killeen, Texas. In Killeen, Texas, looking like a little bitch. I'm sorry. My son looking, I said, nigga, okay, I'm getting into it now. I'm telling y'all. This Negro called my dad. He was walking around down to the point he came to my front door again and said I stole his bag of clothes that I bought him. It's on camera. He said I stole my Yeah. So my dad came from Copper's Cove, which is like 30-minute drive, to come and take him to the bus, paid $138 to get him on the bus because he broke. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't gotta lie. Yes. I gave it to him. Flat out. It wasn't no pressure. I knew what I was doing. Okay? And even at the hotel when I met him, he pulled a gun on me. Because we got into it about something. Actually, he didn't pull the gun, let me say. He pulled it out and I pulled it. Like, what you gonna do with this, nigga?
Yeah.
What is you gonna do? Like, that don't mean, I said, you need to use this gun for these niggas that's trying to kill you. That's what you need to use this gun for.
Yes.
And he looked at me like I was crazy because I am, nigga. You got me fucked up.
What made him turn on you? Try to help you and everything else. You know, because and
Well, a
this
lot
the
of
thing
times,
that
Because each of you ladies was trying to help him.
well, the thing was, he manipulated me because, okay, his situation, what he was saying, that he was staying in a house, come to find out it was his house, but he said his brother was selling all this, that in the house, so he wasn't comfortable there, right? Then he said he was living at a store. Yep, living at a store. So every time he see me, he's in the store, talk about he's not comfortable there. But come to find out, he said the house was actually in his name. I said, nigga, so you leaving your own shit and let a nigga hustle in your shit? I said, what the fuck wrong with you? Now y'all know who I am, right? What's wrong with you? Why you leaving? Like, he should be out. You didn't even put them out your own stuff. You leaving your own stuff. So he got mad at that. Okay, so I'm looking like what, and then he working every night. So every time he supposed to be at work, going off on people on live all night at work. He made sure I seen he was at work to show he work, right? So I'm like, okay. I was like, we work all night. You know, I said, I know he loud and shit. I said, he just going through stuff. His mama dying. He blamed on his birthday because I drove out there or whatever. And, I was supposed to come for his birthday for Tasha's. But he said no because he didn't know who was going to try to kill him, so I couldn't come. so I'm like, well, I said, Tasha and everybody know me. I said, Tasha and them know me. I said, I ain't worried about nobody killing me. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So he said I couldn't come to that one, and then the next week, and I couldn't come to that one because Jaka, he didn't know who was going to. I said, nigga, first, I'm not going to take a bullet for you, but I'm not worried about nobody shooting me, nigga. I said, that's on you. And you know I'm going to keep it real with a motherfucker. I don't care. So I'm looking like, nigga, like, come on now. So, and I told him, I said, I call him a bitch and everything, yo. Like, I don't even like this nigga down to, you want me to tell the truth? Like, it's so much stuff, man.
Okay.
And this is only it's so much stuff. So that, even at the hotel, after I left at like 3:00 in the morning. This nigga outside the door of the hotel talking about, open this motherfucking door before I kick it in. I said, bitch, kick it in.
Fuck up.
Kick it in. Right? So I left and stuff. I checked out of the room, called the hotel. I went on my way to Killeen. Next thing you know, my motherfucking card was charged. He ain't had no money. He charged my card for incidentals. Rechecked in my name in the room and charged my card because he ain't had nowhere to go. So I had to call the hotel. Tell them, nah, that nigga ain't supposed to be in the room. They went up there, talk about that nigga threw a tantrum and slammed the door and ran out. I said, that's not supposed to be. They gave my money back. Yeah, yes, I got receipts. I'm telling you, yes.
So yeah, and I remember you telling me that he, he stole like $800 from you. Is that because he has your card?
No. He didn't steal. No, he pretty much manipulated the money out of me. Oh, I need help with this. He came to my house. He ain't have no clothes. He ain't had no deodorant, no soap, no nothing. He didn't have nothing. So
But he had
me being,
his
we gonna
backpack.
date. We gonna date. I'm gonna help you out, right? I bought his clothes, shoes. I sent him money for Ubers, food. I even sent him $2 one time on the Cash App. $2. $2 on the Cash App one time.
I just
I got
gotta
the
ask.
receipt.
I just want to ask why though. You know what I'm saying? See the
I
same
just really,
thing.
honestly, like every time I was like, okay, one minute he's just like this sweet person, like this really like sweet person. When I tell you I could be crying and he started praying and everything's just like okay. Like he was just like this great person. No, for real. And I know it sounds crazy, but like he had this like different anointing, then he turned crazy. Immediately turned crazy. Immediately as soon as it was something he didn't like, I say, if he see that I was might go to an event, he started talking crap about the person, oh, this person, that person, like it was always a problem. So like I said, he was not like that all the time. He was not. He knew exactly what to say, down to he called my people, prayed with them on the phone, had them come out and pray at my house. When he was there, we all prayed in the living room. This is how he requested my dad. I need to pray with him. This is how he is. That's how he
So
got
he
my
used
dad to get him to get in the car. Like my
so
sister's right here.
so he
Like this is serious.
so he using the Lord in vain to get to women and
Yep.
then to mistreat all of the women.
Yep. Yep.
All
Just
them
like
shit.
the
The
previous
same
incident I
thing. All them
had.
shit. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So, but my thing is, this is the second time somebody used God's name in vain to get close to me. So this is something that they used to doing. And by him in 2 years waiting to see me, 2 years on this person, 2 years, this is stuff that he do. He pray. This is a pattern for him. This ain't no accident. He only attracts to what? Rappers, models, managers. Somebody's gonna put him think that's gonna get him ahead.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
wanted me. He
Yeah.
didn't like me. He wanted me to manage him. For real, for real. Like, or well, he said he loved me, but I ain't gonna go. I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna go there. But
Okay.
yes.
So the incident with him trying to fight you in front of your kids. How 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 did that transpire?
Because what he do, he know my situation about my last situation, and he say you got mental health. You only doing this because that nigga raped you.
So
That's
so so after he said that pissed you off, and
I jumped and my yeah, I almost beat his
and
ass.
so he got so basically what you're saying after that he got aggressive.
Yep, yep. He was actually getting aggressive before that when I pulled into my garage, and he was sitting in my garage. And I told him, he said something. He started arguing. I don't even remember, but he said something about you only saying that because that nigga Carlos raped you. And I went the fuck off. My son was in between. Debonair was in front of him. I was in, and I was jumping to get him. I said, "Get out of my house." That's when he ran out of my garage, started running down the street, talking about I'm crazy, this, that, and the other. So he uses stuff like that to try to get a reaction and say, I'm recording you. I'm recording you. I'm recording it, Diddy ass, bitch ass nigga. That's what he do. Diddy, I'm recording you. I'm recording you. I said, nigga, I don't give a fuck about you. I said, you better record and show everybody. Everybody know I'm crazy, nigga. So show them I'm about to whoop your motherfucking ass. That's what's
You
about to
know,
happen.
and from a lot of the footage that y'all have sent to me, I've seen a lot of footage of him recording you women so that
Yep.
he can post it on social media. I've seen that. So just like
But I don't
so
care.
that's why I say once we finish tonight, I am going to post all of the footage,
Yep.
and the pictures, that y'all sent.
But see, the reason I'm in it the most, because he didn't bite me and fight me. When I pulled that gun, that nigga like looked at me like I was crazy. Bitch, play with me if you want to. Because I am crazy, nigga. Play with me if you want to. And I don't got to go around here talking about I'm a bad bitch. I don't care. But you do some shit. Do it. You better kill me, bitch.
Okay, okay,
That's how I said it. That's how I said it.
Jason, good comment. Because Tasha brought that to my attention earlier when me and her were discussing.
Jason, we always break minds think alike.
$500 a month, and that's huge.
He only good for sex, and I'm being honest with you. He was the type of female I am. That's what I like the most about him. For to see how skinny he was and that thing was out. Being honest, I was like, oh, he cool. I wanted it. So it's not. I don't have to lie about nothing.
Right.
That's the only thing you do. That nigga is going
That's
down
right.
and giving
That's right.
the thing. That's it. Talking about God, and when I'm crying, I got somebody to hold on to, and then that's it. That's it. So I don't have to lie about nothing. I'm 40 years old. Please. Next.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the stuff he was trying to do, like, it's just crazy. So once I found out, I don't even know, I accepted the group, I was added into this group. That's when I found out, I'm like, all this shit this nigga just did to me, and this girl came out to the story and told me all this stuff. I'm like, she ain't lying. He did down to the Little Caesars Pizza with my kids. The Little Caesars Pizza, he bought Little Caesars Pizza, didn't have the money, blamed it on me. I had to give him $25 back. $25 back. Yes. I told that nigga, I said, I'm telling every motherfucking thing. You play with me. Since nobody listened to me, I don't care if nobody believe me or not. One thing I do, I tell the truth. You don't gotta like me, that's why I fuck with you, Critical. People don't like me because I tell the truth. Fuck that. I don't care. Like I told them, even if I don't get on it, I said, y'all need Critical. He gonna get y'all what y'all need. Fuck all that. I ain't even right for nobody right now. I'm being for real. This nigga, I'm off work right now, nigga. My psychiatrist took me off work till the 19th because of all this shit that's going on.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's how real my shit is. And Prep got me fucked up. He really do. So
You
give my
know,
$800 back, nigga. Get my money back. My pops need his money too.
You guys have to always make time for self. Don't never feel like anybody's more important than you. Don't put yourself first. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Hey,
saying. When
on some real shit,
situations,
what I'm about to do, I might be getting admitted into the mental hospital for a week. That's how real I'm about my shit right now. Do you understand? This how real this shit is right now.
but we're gonna get, you ladies some type of counseling, because it's a lot of
Yes.
trauma, and a lot of people, it affects everybody differently.
Yeah.
Certain things mess with people's minds differently. Everybody's not the same. Everybody can, hold, certain shit in. Some people can't, and it's a good thing that y'all are expressing yourself and letting it be heard by the masses, to let everybody know what type of person this is, to get everybody around in surrounding areas so he
Hell
can
yeah, we
do
picked
this
them.
to nobody else's daughter.
He said y'all be picking them. You damn right, the worst ones. So like I tell people, like when you get out of a crazy relationship not even a relationship, a crazy situation, and you jump into and somebody else comes to you trying to be that savior. Oh, I know what you was going through, and oh, people do this and trying to get, that's what he do. Try to get you against and keep you by yourself. And like, oh, nobody, everybody is this way, that
Try to
way. Then
isolate.
you think like he's a nice person. You think, but the whole time he preying on you. You knew what just happened with me in the industry. You know what I'm saying?
But
You knew everything that was going on.
but like I said, earlier, it had to be something in his childhood that makes him like that.
feel like that. Yeah.
Yes, it had to be something in his childhood to make him like that. And I heard you say that his mother was dead, but we got confirmation that his mother is not dead.
He told me his mom was a crackhead.
So that makes her dead?
No, my daddy a crackhead. Okay, so when I'm talking about my life, then he does things to me be similar, or to be like, oh, my mama a crackhead too, right? You trying to relate?
Yes.
Trauma
Oh yeah,
bond,
yeah.
trauma bond. Oh, we got the same life. I went through that, right? He told me that because my daddy was a straight up crackhead and a killer. Period. So we talking real stuff. We talking real stuff. So then next thing you know, his mama a crackhead. She ain't never there for him. His daddy, nobody there for him. All this pity party,
So,
and I've been on my own.
so maybe since he feel that his mom is a crackhead, basically he's like he's hating women, basically, and trying to
Yeah, and he said
control them with the Bible.
honestly, he acts like he hates women. He acts like
Yeah,
he's in competition with a
he biting
woman.
the shit out of y'all. Yeah, it's something wrong.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that's
but he acts like he's
to
in
me,
competition with you.
to
He
me,
said,
to me, to me, the biting is just a different level of abuse. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? To me, that's
That's
like
torture.
to
That's
me that's
torture.
like somebody spitting on you, and we all know that that's bottom of the barrel disrespect.
Yeah.
For him to bite on y'all and leave those marks, they gotta live with those.
And then he'll try to
He
That's
acts
tear you
like
down.
crazy.
Like he tell you the
That's
most
crazy.
dirtiest stuff and break you down, try to break you down. You know, like if you're a weak woman, you'll fall for this stuff. You know?
I mean, at the end of the day, we all have our weaknesses.
Yeah.
Especially, I tell people like when you're going through trauma, I'm used to niggas beating my ass.
Yeah.
So if I know how to be quiet, I ain't gonna get my ass beat, right? Like it's a
Fact.
pattern. It's
It's
a
a
trauma.
pattern.
Like I'm used to shutting the hell up so I don't get beat. I'm being like you got to understand like the patterns of things, and you attract it, and they see that you are vulnerable. So
Yeah.
I'm cool with telling my story. I'm okay with it because I'm healing. I'm breaking this, and I'm trying to help other women. Each man that came after me used God. Only thing is, I slept with one of them, and the other one I didn't. It wasn't consensual, but I still chose it.
Yeah.
Still chose it. So what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I'm
Well,
not saying that it didn't happen. I'm saying what do I need to fix in me?
hold on. Stop right there.
Right,
Stop right there. Let, let's
right,
let's get this clear, and I'm gonna let Tarsha clear it up because she can say it better than I can say it because I don't, you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna just
right.
let her say it the way that it needs to be said.
you basically said it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And even for you, we all do have vulnerability, but you do have to wonder what's wrong with yourself that you attract those type of
Yeah.
people. You have
Yes.
to wonder what's wrong with yourself that you allow those type of people in your space.
I only get with abusive men my whole life. And that's why I'm realizing at 40, this is a pattern I have to break. I have to break this because I see it's a pattern. I didn't realize it before.
But you have to ask yourself, do you want to be happy or do you want to live a toxic trauma filled life? See, you don't
All I know is
you don't
trauma filled. All
you
I
don't
know is
know
trauma filled.
you don't know what
Yeah.
happiness is yet though. When do you
Yeah,
get to the good
exactly.
part?
Exactly. And that's the point. I only know trauma. That my first love was slapped around by men. So now it's like I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to be treated at 40. You see what I'm saying? You can walk around, be pretty and all that, act like that, but you can have the low self-esteem like I have.
Of course,
Like I have.
of
Facts.
You know what I'm
course.
saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I
I
help
agree.
with. You can be pretty all day and I empty inside.
Yeah.
I, I
So that's
agree.
why I'm doing this because I'm okay with saying I fucked up. But guess what? It still wasn't right what they did. But I
Right,
caused
right,
a situation that should not have happened.
right.
Right? I'm not beating up myself. I'm accepting the fact that I caused this, and if I didn't open that door, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But it's still not right what he did.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that's the point. That's the point
It
I'm
is.
trying to make.
And you have a
And I
good
want
heart.
everybody to know that. Like, it is true what they did, but we also got to look at it. Why does it keep happening? Why
Because
did it keep happening? Because I choose. We have choice in everything we do. We can blame everybody all day.
I
I chose to allow this person in my area, in
let
my
me say
life.
this. I do think that the level of respect for the black woman, for the black man, from the black man has diminished a lot.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I do think too that it's culturally based. Not all men,
Oh
don't get
no.
offended. Not
No.
all men, because I was raised by a hell of a man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how I know not what to do. You know,
I
earlier this
wasn't.
week, on the I'm gonna get touch bases on that. So earlier this
Yeah.
week on the Breakfast Club, and it was on the internet. A young lady was talking about that
less sensitive,
She
less
wouldn't date a man that didn't come from a
pain.
two-parent home.
It could make us less effective at
And that was
fulfilling
something to
our
think
God
about.
given.
Yeah.
See, I was raised in a two-parent home. Not saying that a single parent can't raise
To
you, because I
learn
raised both of mine and they
to
wonderful
maybe
people.
go more
And I
senses.
see other women do it all the time. But I
I feel
do
like
think that
we
that
kind of
brings
go
a
with the
different
woman
kind of
who
man if you
being
in a
abused as
two-parent
opposed to
home
the woman
versus,
and had a
a
dad who
woman
was
trying to
able
raise you.
to give
So,
her what she needed.
and
Oh yeah.
again, nothing against that, but I think that is something that's going on a
Be
lot.
willing to walk
Yeah.
It is.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it
when I
is.
met my
You got to
daddy,
get to the root of the
18,
issue. It's really not an on the surface issue. It's deeper than
myself was with the
his
TV.
actions.
that's why I say, like,
Very, very.
my abuse started as a child, not with the man, not Kevin. It started as a child.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That was my first introduction to a man showing me love was my uncle slapping me around.
Yeah.
So after
You
that,
know,
you know, and
and the thing about
it's
it,
time to talk about it now. It's time to heal.
you
So
know, but the thing about it is, he's abusing women, so maybe he got abused as
Yeah,
a
we don't know
child.
what his struggles were.
he told me a man touched him.
Yeah, we don't know what
Somebody
his
at the
struggles
church.
He told me that too.
He
Oh,
said a man touched him at
oh,
the church.
He told me that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh.
So he unraveled since then, and I guess maybe his mama didn't help. I don't know. Maybe no, the woman that's supposed to be there didn't help him. He had something against women.
He had to let
So
his grandma raise him. His grandma had to
his
raise him for
grandma
some
raised
reason.
him.
Yeah.
So I know about his grandma. He loved his grandma. When his grandma died, everybody took everything from him. He went ballistic. He said.
can't come on.
So I know trauma. I know trauma. So I
We
know
got to
how one thing can happen, your whole everything just diminish. Anything worth living for diminishes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm not trying to take, you know, say it's okay what he did, but I know that part of life. Trauma, like, oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? But he's using that to victimize people.
someone
Yeah.
else just made a good comment in the comment section.
Stephen Thomas used to bank. If you respect your mom, it shouldn't be hard to respect any woman. Hashtag period.
And those are
Thank
facts.
you.
Those
And he don't
facts.
respect his mama.
So
He don't respect
exactly.
his
So
mama.
that's another thing you have to look at when you're dealing with a man. How
Facts.
do they treat their mother?
Exactly.
That's gonna show
Facts.
you how you're gonna
Yep.
treat you.
Facts.
And that's what I
Yeah.
say. Like that's what I say. Every man I attract is a trauma bond. We have the same. My mother died. My dad died. Somebody crack hit. Like it was never any good connections. Always through trauma.
Yeah.
It's always through trauma. You know, not my parents are. How am I gonna relate to that when I have no idea what that means, right? So I'm only gonna attract to people that are in the streets, thugs. You know what I'm used to being
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You know,
just like Juice said, that don't make you treat somebody else bad. You know,
right?
you just doing, and the thing about it is, from every story that we have heard from you ladies, it all boils down to him with nowhere to go and him moving in with y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's period. That's what it all boils down
yeah,
to. And then when he don't get his way after he done moved in with y'all, after y'all done tried to help him, then he
yeah,
flipped the script.
Yeah.
Now he
yeah,
wanna beat y'all, he wanna bite y'all, he wanna scratch y'all, because he's doing stuff that are gonna forever leave marks. And just like you say, you look at that and
Ooh,
you
can you see this line?
and you look at that every day, so you gotta think about him every
That's the
day.
thing.
Yeah.
It's
What you
another
looking for?
thing for him. He's playing
Right.
Yeah.
mental
I'm
head
gonna go
games.
walk out. I'm just trying to do this real quick.
This is
Yeah, I'm walking. I'm walking in Burlington. That's how much this interview is good. Like I got to do this. Walking in Burlington right now, y'all. So, and I do want to. I do like. I'm so real with my stuff. I do want to apologize to all of y'all earlier because I was no good.
Oh no, you
But I had
good.
to pray. I had to
No, you
pray
good. Hey,
and
look,
realize.
and matter of fact, Prep is watching right now. He just clicked in, so he's watching right now.
Okay.
Yes, the women are
Okay.
speaking their piece. Yes.
What he got to say?
He
Oh, look, I'm all
said
loud in
that
Burlington.
yet,
Y'all
but
better
he's
stop.
on
I'm
here
in Burlington
watching for
live.
sure.
What you say?
definitely did want him to join. So he wanted a chance to defend it. So we definitely want him to speak because I said this is not a bashing session. This is,
Speaking facts.
back self therapy, and you guys get to tell your story, and we hope it helps, and we hope it helps another woman that's watching that can't speak for herself.
Facts. Facts.
How many of it is 4, 5? How many people?
And counting, and counting. Men, it's not only women. It's a lot of people.
You said what?
I said in counting. It's not only just women, it's men too. He affected a lot of people.
Lord have mercy. Okay. Well,
Yep.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to do a part two.
yeah.
Maybe sometime next week. But we'll get together. Yeah, and let everybody know where to find that page at, so everybody can stay tapped into that page because that page is very, mind blowing. And everybody needs to go and research that page and look at that page. So you will know the trauma that these women have went through and what
Yeah.
and the pain that they're still going through right now. But I hope y'all feel a whole lot better after y'all have been able to get it off y'all
And
chest
know if
tonight.
you guys have a platform and
Yes.
some support, just gonna keep it professional. We're not gonna slander nobody. We're gonna stick to the facts and just let the truth be known. That's the best. That's all we can do, and that's all we can ask for.
He
That's
needs
all
to
we
be
can
stopped.
do.
He needs to be stopped. The main thing that caused me is the fact that she's been hiding from this man for 2 years. She can't move on with her life. He done traumatized and did all this stuff to this woman. And I'm saying he did a lot of us to all of us. Okay, it's all bad, but the fact that you just destroyed this whole woman's life over really, that's
Hmm.
what really made me like, you know what? Yeah, I'm about to clown this nigga. It's about to be over because everything she said is true, and that's why I got in on it.
Yes, it's and there's many more women that are ready to speak out, about getting abused and bit and scratched, and all of that type of stuff, which is it's sad. It's very sad, and I've never been afraid to speak my mind on situations that
Yep.
affect our women in our community, and our kids,
Yep.
the elderly, because if we don't protect our women, ain't nobody else gonna do it. And for somebody to look exactly like me as a male that are doing harmful shit to women, I find that very fucking disturbing.
I've only been
Very
assaulted by
fucking
black men.
disturbing.
Only black men has assaulted me. I can't speak for everybody else. Only black men from uncles, daddies, cousins. Only black men. Only black men, and that's the truth. It need to be said. That's only race that's ever beat me, raped me, anything. Black
Mm-hmm.
man. But I refuse to say every man is that way. I
Of course,
refuse because every
of
man is not that way.
course, definitely
So that's
not.
why I'm doing it because
Definitely
I deserve
not.
love. I will have love no matter what I went through.
Facts.
But I have to heal. I have to
Right.
heal. And he has me around strong black men, as you're self-critical, to know that there is black men out there that do care.
Yeah.
To show that you can trust a black man. You think it's just we all pay attention to you. I'm all the way in. I watch your stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I called you with my wig off, said, "Hey, I support you. Let's do this." Period.
Yeah, you
That's how
did. Hey,
real.
y'all, she ain't lying. Hey, she ain't
That's
lying.
how
She
real I
she give
am.
me your video call. She ain't have no wig on, no none of that shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Bald
you
head and
know?
all. What we gonna do? Because you right. Because one thing, I went and pressed charges, and they said my body was not worth enough. I had all the proof, and they said my body's not worth the investigation. Because until he does it to somebody else, they will not keep my cat.
You know,
Ooh, Jesus,
but look at
Jesus,
here. Say, but look at here.
Jesus.
The
So
thing about it
I know.
is, the thing about it is, I'm gonna help y'all get therapy. Yeah,
I go to therapy. I go to
and
therapy.
get y'all in
Yes,
touch with the right people, so
yes,
y'all can do what y'all need to do,
yes.
so this won't ever happen to somebody else's daughter.
Whatever we gotta do, you already know. I'll be the host of the show. No problem. Whatever we got to do, I'm with you. I'll travel. I'll travel to Houston now, and I stay 3.5 hours away for a cause. I will be there because it needs to stop. The stuff they tell us to stick up for ourselves, and then they determine if our body's worth it. They determine if our body's worth to press charges.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going through right now, on top of this
But
Kevin stuff. So I'm cool.
you know,
I'm cool because
with
I'm not done.
with all of the pictures and the videos
Yes.
that have accumulated,
Yes.
something is about to get done. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And so that's the main thing. So this won't ever happen to nobody else's daughter. You see, because the thing, and this the thing, I have daughters.
Thank
That's
you.
the thing. I have daughters. And everybody
Mm-hmm.
already know how I am, when it comes to that type of situation. I
Yeah.
have a mama, you know what I'm saying, that love me and she love, and I love her. You feel what I'm saying? I have sisters and aunts so why in the hell would I let somebody, if I'm not gonna let it go down with my own family, my own blood, why am I gonna let somebody that's reaching out for help go through some bullshit that they don't have to, and I'm able to help them?
Yeah.
Now I'm the fucked up person.
Yeah. Yeah. As I told them, I said, y'all don't need me. Y'all need critical. That's what y'all need.
But the
Y'all
thing
need
about it
critical.
is,
Y'all
see,
need critical.
but the thing about it is, we all
Yeah.
need each other
Yeah.
because all these heads that came together, say
Yes.
man, say this shit like right here is like a motherfucking movie,
And then
Tom.
he have a lot of pick me women. He have a lot of pick me women that's riding for him. Like y'all, if y'all don't know what's going on, don't speak on nothing you don't know about. This we telling our story. If you don't know what's going on,
Right.
don't speak on nothing you don't know about. Until he do it to you,
Facts,
just
Yep.
shut up.
facts,
It's not that
until
deep.
And
he do what you
maybe,
need. That's right.
maybe people might be, I don't know why people believe in me, but I don't
Yeah,
have no reason. I don't have no reason.
right. I ain't got no reason.
I have no reason to lie on you, man.
Right.
None at all.
Yeah,
I don't even like
And
telling
everybody know I
people.
but
make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes.
but the
And I'll
thing
never
about
say I
it
don't,
is,
because I do. But
but the thing
yeah.
about it is, and the reason me and Tasha agreed to do this is because all of y'all have the same story. None
Yep.
of none of this shit is
Yep.
coerced or none of that shit. Because the proof is right there.
Yep.
Everybody that's watching, they haven't seen the proof yet. But after we are
Yep.
done with this tonight, we're gonna post the proof so
Yep.
everybody can see the
The
Yep.
magnitude of these
Yep.
teeth, more bite, whatever he was doing.
And
yeah,
then my
man.
parents also said that they will actually tell you too. And my boys. So it ain't nothing.
Same here.
It ain't nothing. Godly man. I know God didn't send you this way. So yeah.
And it's
Maybe just to
sad for
stop you.
anybody to use God, just so he can get close to somebody. That's
Yeah.
somebody that's mental. Who
Oh yeah, he definitely
does
mental.
that?
And I
Who
mean, at
does
least I
that?
know I'm
You
mental and I take
cannot play
medicine.
with God. And maybe a lot of people play with God, but you got to look at their situation. Since you're playing with God, maybe you're in a situation because you're playing with God. You can't
Hmm.
fool him. That's one
Yeah.
person that you cannot fool.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't care
And like I tell
I
people,
don't
I
care
don't.
how good you make it look or how good you make it sound. God is
Yeah.
one person that you cannot play with.
I don't know. I tell everybody how much I love God. They don't believe me, so I have to show them. So I don't know. I don't
You
know, but
always talk about
Look,
God.
hold up.
Always.
Jay
you said what?
Virgo said that this is a biased interview. Well,
Who said
Jay,
that?
this is the female that was in the group that Prep put together, and she was in the group. But Jay, aren't you the same person?
No, join the live. Tell your bitch up here.
Yeah, join Jay. You
Come on
got so
in,
much to
baby.
say. Join.
Come on in.
You can't provoke a man.
No, no. Look, she said you can't provoke a man. Oh, so she must be the type that's used to getting beaten on.
We
Say,
was a
Jay,
part
we're
of each
adding you to the
other.
live right
Provoke
now.
a man.
We was a
First
part
of
of
all,
each
a man
other,
is not
Jay.
gonna beat on a woman. Let's
Facts.
start right there.
A real
Provoke
man,
a
yeah.
man. A woman can never provoke a man.
Jay, we just sent you a invite to join this live. So don't get
See, that's the problem with
exactly,
that's the problem
exactly.
when you
Show,
when you tell the
yeah,
black women
It's an
too. They be
open
the first
platform. Come
ones.
on,
They
let's
be
be
the first ones
debated.
to
Let's
go
be
against you,
debated.
your
Let's
own
go.
sisters.
Pick me, pick
But
me.
guess what? I'm a woman first. I'm a woman first.
see, but
I'm a woman
you know,
first.
Jay Virgo, she's in the comments, but she don't want to get on the live. Get
And
on
that's
the live.
fine.
Don't get in the comments.
She acting like him. Totally.
And don't get in my DM later either.
Yeah, so
Cause
either
y'all
one of them wants to get, to do an interview, but they want to make so many comments and so many, you know.
That's people he's tagging. I wonder if that's a female who's on the phone. I wonder if that's the chick he called to try to fight me.
Oh, he had
She
his
say his
14-year-old
sister.
daughter. He had his 14-year-old daughter text my phone. A grown woman had his 14-year-old daughter text my phone. I didn't even know his 14-year-old daughter. So he texted me and said it's his baby mama and his 14-year-old daughter texting me. Prep Dollar put his
Same here.
14-year-old daughter to text a grown woman who don't care. I hope your mama raised you right before you disrespect me.
Yeah, hush.
You feel me? You feel me? I don't care if you're 14. I hope your mama raised you right before you call me. Talking about, you see me. She texted me, talking about, you see me texting. No, I don't. Call my phone, please. I didn't know it was his daughter. Prep told me it's his daughter texting me. 14-year-old little girl. You want your daughter to get dog walk? You don't want your daughter to get, no. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Why would you put your daughter with grown folks'
Like,
business?
Oh my
That's a
god.
grown folks' business, right?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
would you
grown
do
folks'
that?
business. That's right. It's grown folks' business. That's right.
So when her mama come, I'ma ask her mama if she got a problem too.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't care. Like don't let Prep get
And
y'all
then that's
messed up.
the thing. You should never put a
That was
child in grown folks' business.
that's the worst thing.
See, because
I didn't have
now,
a choice. Prep was right there in front of my kids. I asked Prep time and time again, don't do this in front of my kids. But since you want to sit there and talk all that stuff, my kids already know, hey, we about to get this nigga. Watch.
yep.
So I'm
And
with
with the
y'all.
facts, and with the facts, y'all are doing great with the facts. Y'all are doing great
I
with
just
the
ain't got
facts.
no bite marks yet.
Nothing,
Damn. I wish I had a bite
nothing,
mark.
nothing is fake. Now you don't want no bite mark from him.
Yeah, I know. And he didn't want one either. So that's why I'm
She's like,
sticking up for all of us. Ask him what I look like when I pulled that gun. Bitch.
he ain't
What I look
want
like
one
when I
either,
pulled that
huh?
gun, Prep. Prep, what I look like. You had to put it in the safe, didn't you?
He ain't
Oh,
want
let
one
me
either.
stop.
Now
Because
you
y'all
ran up
already
on
know
him
I
like
ain't got no
hell.
sense. I ain't got no sense. So we can have part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because guess what? Prep is going down.
Yeah.
And he's so worried about me. I see why he worried about me, Prep. Because people know me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and y'all know I'm an actress too. Chime in, yes.
Yeah.
So it is
But
what it is. It
but
is what it is.
but
But he gonna be stopped.
before we get out of here, let the people know where they can find the no abuse. What is it? No abuse 24.
It's her. You talking about what do they find it from me?
I don't know. Is she still there?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't think she can hear. You can hear us?
Can you hear?
Yeah, what you said? I didn't hear what you just said.
Share the page again for the Instagram.
Normal abuse 24 on IG.
No more abuse
Normal abuse.
24. No more abuse 24 on IG.
Yes, on Instagram. I
Ooh,
love
I'm
you
sorry
guys
about the
in
evil
here.
laugh. I'm sorry about the evil laugh, but I told you, Prep. I told you not to play with me. And I'm not done. This is just the beginning.
We want to thank
Love
you, ladies.
y'all.
We thank y'all for reaching out. Again, we'll do it again. We have other ladies that need to be interviewed. So that's probably would be the part 2.
Okay.
Thank y'all for bringing it to everybody's attention so we can,
Yes.
bring it to put some awareness behind it and just open up the podcast for it again. He was
Anything
invited to
y'all need
join
from
the
me, let me
pod.
know. Give me a 2-week notice so I can get on the road.
He was invited to join the pod, but
He declined.
yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he declined. And after he declined, and I explained to him that he's getting the same opportunity as y'all, he got in his feelings and he took me and Tasha out the group that he created. So again, that doesn't bother us at all because at the end of the day, we were trying to help you. That's what this thing is all about, helping somebody. So it's evident that he
Well,
don't want no help. He wants to keep on biting somebody's daughter until he bites the wrong person's daughter, and that's what's going to end up happening. You're going to put your hands on the wrong somebody's daughter and bite the wrong person's daughter. Hey, and it's going to be a whole totally different story.
yep.
You know,
Next person,
but
make sure you take a picture of the store he at so you can find him again. That's what you do.
say it again.
Make sure you take the picture of the store you drop him off at where he live at so we can find him again.
The store.
Yeah, he be living in stores.
Cause y'all did send me a picture of him in some type of store sitting in a chair.
Yeah. So this, we'll know where to find you, Prep. The store we drop you off at, we know you live in there, brother. So I'm like I said, I'm all for it. Whatever. I'm actually usually a very positive person. So this is just because it's true what he's doing. But overall, I am a positive person, y'all. I love y'all, and I thank y'all for even doing this
Yes,
platform. Like I
yes,
said, I
and
remove
we
I
myself
thank
when I
y'all
appreciate
know
you.
I
too.
ain't right.
Yes, we
I
thank
remove myself
y'all
when I
too.
know I'm wrong, and I make sure I still got y'all back. I
Yes.
don't care what nobody got to say, because I'm gonna tell you myself. Ain't nobody got to tell you.
Yeah.
so, so love y'all. I really do. I'm in Killeen. I wish I was in Houston right now. I miss both of you, Critical and Tasha. I miss both of you. I don't care what nobody got to say.
Nice to
So
meet you, lady.
yes, and I love you
Hey,
too, Miss Godly.
Love
Miss
you too. It's
Godly.
nice
Now,
meeting you.
like I
Thank
said,
you
yes,
we
so
gonna
guys.
have
much.
Yes,
brunch.
I appreciate
yes,
everybody. I
yes.
thank
We
y'all
gonna
for
have
coming
brunch.
together.
Yeah,
Yes, we gonna
but
come together because
yeah,
it's
Yeah.
more.
but
This is just the beginning of what we gonna
but
create.
after this, we gonna touch bases. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
You stay
and
connected.
again, we appreciate y'all for getting on here, telling y'all story, so everybody, because this may have helped a whole lot of people tonight. A whole lot of women that are going through similar things.
Yep.
This could have helped a whole lot, and may have prevent other women from going through situations like this.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what we're hoping. You can give everybody my social media, contact me, because this is gonna stop, and I really feel like this is gonna open up a lot for you,
Give,
Critical.
give
And
everybody
I only
your
say
social media.
critical. I only say critical because I'm not trying to favor you and say you just all this, that, and the other, but I know your impact and your power and your motive to try to help. You
Yeah.
don't just talk about this, you talk about
Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Everything that needs to be addressed in our community, our black community. That's why I support. You don't have to like what I say because I know I get on your nerves. Okay, so I already know that.
Yeah, you
But
do
all I'm
sometimes,
saying
man. I
is,
ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you do.
I know I
But
do. That's a
hey, look.
yep,
It's all good because
Uh-huh.
yep,
yeah,
yep. And we all
it's
Pisces, and
all
I
good.
love both of y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. I don't care what nobody got to say. I love both of y'all. And I'm a Pisces. That's why y'all give me a break because I'm crazy. but but that's why I said it's easier for me to step away and not mess up nothing good you got going. Let me step back and do what you got to do because I'm no good right now. And I told everybody that. Stick with
But
Tasha and Critical.
but
Stick with
do
Tasha and Critical. That's what I told them. So, and I mean that.
Mm.
So
yeah,
everyone on social media
we
heard it. Y'all
definitely
heard it on social
appreciate you.
media? Y'all heard? No, I was playing. But yes. But yes, so I support all y'all do. And he gonna go down. That's why Prep, yeah, you already know Prep. You already know I'm not playing with him. So
Yeah,
yeah. But I'm here for
but
you, girl. I'm gonna DM you my phone number so you have my direct number,
All right.
Miss Godly, so you can contact me.
me and Tasha are definitely gonna
Yeah.
touch bases. You know what I'm saying with all of the women. So
Yes.
we can make some other stuff happen. So we definitely appreciate y'all and taking y'all time out.
Tasha,
Thanks
I
for
want my
stepping
lunch.
into the pod. Let's
Tasha,
do
I'm
it.
ready to eat. Tasha, I'm ready to eat
Look.
my lunch. Where we going, boo? Where we going?
We'll
All
get
right.
one
I
on
do
the
love y'all, and I
calendar.
missed y'all. I'm back. I'm
We'll
back
get
at
one
it
on the
now. I'm
calendar
coming back.
soon.
Yes. Mwah,
Let's
mwah.
get it.
So let me know. Let me know. Be
We'll
blessed.
do.
All right, y'all
All right.
too.
To meet you.
Bye. Thank
All
y'all.
right, bye.
For today. Nice to meet you.
We're gonna get in touch. We're gonna get with you. Yeah, we appreciate everybody that tuned in, tonight. They really mean a lot, because people have the wrong what I want to say, perception, when we address things like this,
But that's because people so used to addressing things just on the surface and just letting it roll off their shoulder.
mhm.
This was too massive for us to let it roll off our shoulders. 6 ladies, same accusations, spite marks, abuse. We decided that we better speak on it.
Facts, facts. And a part two is coming soon, and we'll definitely let y'all know when the part two is gonna occur, because we're definitely gonna need the community to tune back in and spread the word, because we don't want this daughter to go through this ever again. And salute to y'all. You got anything to say to us? But we get up out this month.
Until next time, we out.
Salute, y'all.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Where y'all from? We from Houston.
H-Town.
Yeah, we from Houston. So make sure that you tap in and spread the words. Share this video, y'all. Please share this video, y'all. Put this video everywhere so we can bring awareness, and we can get the right counselors, and we can get the right, city council people into place, so a bill can actually be wrote up for people using their mouth as a weapon, using their teeth as a weapon. Any type of abuse, the pressure needs to be applied. It's too many young women out here, and a lot of them don't have guidance, and a lot of them fall for the foolishness and get caught up in abuse situations. Now it's too many of our black women are falling victim over senseless crimes because a nigga can't have his way.
Throw a tent.
Yeah, you throwing temper tantrums. Hey, but next time, y'all, we will see y'all next time. Appreciate
Making with TMP and Breakfast Show.
it. Yeah.